Hi everyone, I'm Cullen Haynes and I love lawyers, and welcome to the LHL story series. I'm sitting here with Bridie Nolan, Australia's leading barrister. How are you, Bridie?
I am fantastic. I am Australia's leading barrister. Thank you for
please.
noticing.
Do the plug, and I really appreciate you being open and being on the show.
Well, it's my pleasure. Anything for you, Cullen.
Oh, thank you so much. And we'd like to open, as we always do. If you were to describe your life so far using film titles, what would they be?
Well, I certainly can't say 40-year virgin. Look, I'd have to say Die Hard. Because, yeah, who doesn't? Probably because, my life is just Die Hard and Groundhog Day, put them together. I'm supposed to be home, I'm supposed to be relaxing with the family. Unfortunately, there are 12 terrorists in a building holding people hostage.
Nakatomi Tower.
That's right. I'm the only one who's able to fix it. It's just me, just the way I like it, really.
Perfect. So, is there a favourite out of the ones that you think, out of the movies?
Definitely Die Hard 1.
Die Hard 1.
Absolutely, yeah.
There's only two kind of people in the world, those that think it's a Christmas movie and those that are wrong. That's what I say.
That's right, yeah, absolutely. John McCain all the way.
John McCain all the way. And obviously the passion for what you do is exuded through your website, the person you are, your social media. It's quite, not unusual, but it's not something that you see usually in a barrister. Is there something that inspires you, a reason behind that, and you think other people and other professionals can learn from that as well?
Oh, I think I'm a lot more than a barrister. I think that's probably why. I am a barrister first, because that's the nature of the profession, and it must necessarily influence everything that I do.
Yes.
But I'm so much more than a barrister, and so when it comes to being a barrister, I'm so much more than a barrister.
So you've got a big family as well, correct?
Yeah.
Like a family of 7. You live a high-powered life as a barrister. So how do you balance your time? You've got so much going on.
Well, there's not a moment that is wasted. Every moment is accounted for. And
yes.
To the extent to which I need to delegate things to other people, I do.
Okay.
And if it makes financial sense to ask somebody else to do something, I just ask somebody else to do something.
So it's that outsourcing things that are not mission critical for yourself, or that...
Yeah, if somebody else can do it and I can delegate it and I can afford it, I may as well. If it makes economic sense, then I'll do it.
Because time, we've had this conversation before, time is the most precious resource someone has. We all have the same amount.
That's right, only 24 hours in a day.
Correct.
And when they're creating 8 days a week, I finally get that 2-day weekend.
Oh, fantastic. And if I was to ask you, what are you known for, what would you say?
Oh, I don't know, everything to everybody in a different way, I suppose. So a lot of people probably just know me for the type of footwear that I have. I'm a big one for 10-inch heels, if I can get into them. I mean, I have a couple of pairs of 10-inch, but I don't wear them very often. And
quite
then,
high.
Other people know me for the way I dress. Most people, I mean, I was speaking to someone the other day who knows me through social media, and they said, "Oh, we know you as the person who knows a lot of things about a lot of things." So that was
that's nice.
That was good. Some people, people know me as the woman with lots of children. Other people know me as, a fairly formidable opponent. Some people might even call me a bitch. I don't know. I don't think they're right. But you
don't worry about what other people think. You don't strike me as someone that...
None of my business what someone else thinks about me.
It's none of your business.
None of my business. If I went around worrying about what everybody thought about me, it would just be all consuming and draining and just a complete waste of my time. I think I'd outsource that to somebody else.
Outsource the worrying.
That's right. Outsource the worrying about what other people
Tim
think.
Ferriss actually talks about in that book, when he's got a virtual assistant, and when he worries about something, he goes, "Please worry about this for me."
Please worry about it. And there's a catharsis in that. I think that people need to go through the experience of, wringing the hands, doing the Lady Macbeth, and then just putting it to one side. So
damn spot.
That's right. Let it go. But I'm a big believer in set a time limit on your worrying, set a time limit on your grieving, set a time limit on your fretting about something, because they're natural human.
So you're not saying don't do that,
No, you have to. If you just shut down and compartmentalise it, then it's never been processed, and you do need to undergo the catharsis in life. But I will put a time limit on things.
Okay.
I'll say, I'm going to worry about this now for 20 minutes. And then when my alarm goes off or something like that, I'm stopping. And I think that, giving yourself permission to have these feelings, but allowing yourself to be irrational about something every now and again is important. And then you can say, I can move on from this now.
Very good. Fantastic. The real world calls. So the next one is quite a good question. A lot of people cause pause. If you had to describe your role in law to a 6-year-old, how would you do that? What would you say?
Well, my daughter's nearly 6 and she has absolutely no idea what I do. I mean, her dream at the moment is to grow up and be a mummy. And like, what sort of mummy? Oh, well, the mummy who goes to work every day, or the mummy who buys her coffees or whatever. But I have described to her what I do, and it's mummy helps people understand whether or not what they've done is right or wrong. And then mummy goes to court and she assists people in explaining to a person called the judge that what they've done is right or what the other side has done is wrong. So she doesn't understand it. And I'm not necessarily advocating for her comprehending it because I'm not hoping that my children will follow in my footsteps.
So you wouldn't want them to go into law?
Not really, no. I think that more women should be in law. That's for certain. But my mother always said to me that it was a dog's job, and she was right. It is a dog's job. I think I'd prefer to be a dog. Actually, I would definitely prefer to be a dog.
I like how what endears me towards you, Bridie, is that you tell it how it is.
It's true. It's true. I mean, there are plenty of people out there watching this, and they will probably say, "Yeah, it is a dog's job." But I mean, there's that you come into it like anything. I mean, it's that sort of Churchillian expression that if you're not a socialist when you're a young person, then there's something wrong with you. But if you're not a conservative when you're an older person, I mean, I'm woefully paraphrasing it, then there is something wrong with you. And I think that you come into the law really enthused and thinking that you're going to change the world, but then the reality of what is legal practice becomes the reality, and it is exhausting. And so that's why you need to make sure that you are so much more than just a barrister or so much more than just a legal practitioner.
Okay. Going back to that in terms of your younger days, if we were to meet Bridie Nolan in law school, what kind of person would we meet, or who would we meet?
Well, you would have been very lucky to meet me in law school.
I bet I would.
I was, for the reason that it was my 4th degree, and I had done 3 degrees in international political economy and Australian political economy, and I was teaching at university at the time. So I was teaching at the University of New South Wales a master's course in international political economy and international relations, and I was also teaching an undergrad as well in international relations. And so I went to my lectures. I did them 8 hours in a row, a couple of days a week. I was working for a barrister. I was working at Freehills, and I was also working as a fitness instructor. So I was. You were
doing aerobics classes and things like that?
That's right. So I was teaching like 30 classes a week or something because I just loved it so much. It was such a release.
Was Richard Simmons an idol, or?
No. It was back in the days with people like the Wendy Carrolls, the Australian aerobics Oz style. That was big. It was just before Les Mills hit, and Les Mills had already hit, and the streamlined practice of fitness now. But we were still doing circuit classes. We were doing CrossFit before
CrossFit
became CrossFit,
and mainstream.
That's right. Before everybody started slipping discs at L5, S1,
L5, L5, L6.
Yeah. So I was really, really fit, and you would have been lucky to see me because I was a very busy girl. It's like a phantom, in and out, really, in and out. Stealth bomber. That's it. With 9G. 9G.
Very good.
Beyond the capabilities of the Australian military today.
And is it something you've carried forward? Would you say it's your passion and drive from those days? If there's something that really you've carried through your whole life?
What's my passion and drive now?
Yeah.
Oh no, it's totally changed.
Okay.
Yeah, my passion and drive now would be first and foremost being the best mum that I can be to my children, and being the best wife that I can be to my husband. Because I think as you get older, you just realise what are the real kernels of your existence, and it is the people who love you and the people you love.
Yeah.
And so, what motivates me every day is just the fact that I woke up. I think that's a bit of a blessing.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I woke up today. I'm motivated, and also, I have a lot of people depending on me, so I need to just keep it together and not drop my bundle.
Okay, very good. Yeah. Well, on that note, you describe yourself as devastatingly experienced. I'd love to know more about that and why that's a good, I guess, point of difference out there.
Because nobody else has the guts to say something like that.
I know, it was quite striking when I saw it.
Absolutely. I mean, you know, I'm not telling a porky. I mean, I am devastatingly experienced. I can turn my hand to pretty much most areas of law competently, and that's because I work hard behind the scenes and keep up with legal developments. I'm a voracious reader. I'm a huge thinker. I spend a lot of time thinking. I mean, as we're sitting here right now, I'm thinking about other things.
Of course.
And I'm learned. I'm very, very well educated, and I'm a formidable opponent on my feet. So why am I not devastatingly experienced?
No, I know. Even
and, you know, up yours, the rest of you are too afraid to say something like that, you know.
Going back to that say it how it is, call a spade mentality.
Call it a shovel.
Call it a shovel. Let's do it.
Right. I don't have any, and the thing is, it is eye-catching, and those people who are attracted to that undeniable aspect of my personality will just say, I like it.
Yeah, I think so. Like,
that's fine.
Gary Vee talks about that. Like, you may alienate 20%, but it's the 80% that
I'm happy to alienate that 20%. And people need to really search their soul and say, why am I alienated by somebody saying that? Somebody I don't know saying I'm devastatingly experienced. Most people must see the wicked humour in it. And if you don't see the wicked humour in it, and it's lost on you, well, then you need to question why. Why am I so close to appreciating that humour?
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, coming from somebody who's selling herself. I mean, it's no different than saying, you know, these barbecue shapes are the best tasting things ever. I mean, they taste like cardboard with a whole lot of salt on them.
Yes. Well, in terms of the experience...
Depends how drunk you are, I suppose.
Oh, of course. Absolutely. Is there a particular favourite drink of yours that you'd like?
Oh, champagne.
Champagne. Moscato?
No, just
champagne.
Yeah, I drink Moscato every now and then with a squeeze of lime or something like that. But I mean, it's just normally out in the park.
No, very good.
When I'm walking the dogs, no. I mean, yeah, occasionally, but no. I'm not a huge drinker because that's one thing about selling your time and having so many children and needing to be lucid and be devastatingly experienced as I am.
Yes, correct.
You can't get other sources of it, you don't.
Well, not just in law. Obviously we're in finance, and we were talking about how you've had some instances with bankers, and I'm an ex-banker, but they were explaining things, and you just had to put them in their place and say, "Hey, I understand your credit policy better than you do."
Yeah, because I've been plaintiffs in cases against most of the big four, and I know precisely what their credit policies say and exactly how to pick them apart. And I know how they should be lending and how these loans should be serviced and stuff. And I just find it funny when they come in and try and tell me.
Yes.
Thank you. We don't need to go through that.
Oh, I'm across that.
Yeah, I'm across that. That's kind of you to point it out, but I understand it's your obligation.
No, I appreciate it. If we were to get someone to play Bridie Nolan in a movie, an A-lister, who would you get to play you, Bridie?
Oh, there's only one person. Charlize Theron.
Charlize Theron.
Absolutely. Tall, elegant, and the kapow factor, I think. Yeah.
Definitely. Takes no business.
Yeah, I'm channeling her at the moment a little bit.
You do. You've got a very similar look. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Channeling the look. I mean, she probably would be a good 15 kilos lighter than me, but that's okay. That's all right. She can put on a bit of weight.
Well, we're going to tag her and we're going to try and line this up. Hollywood, here we come.
Right.
We're going to finish on this question. We always finish on this one there, Bridie. When all is said and done, how would you like to be remembered?
I only want to be remembered by, as I said, those kernels in my life. So I just want my daughters to remember me as an inspiration and somebody who they can think upon and continue on by reason of my memory. So that's how I'd like to be remembered, as inspirational to my daughters. And I would like my husband to remember me as the absolute love of his life. I don't actually think I need to wait to die for that to happen. I think that I probably have already achieved that in our lifetimes.
Oh, I love that. So it's all personal. It doesn't have to be professional legacy or anything like that.
Whatever they want to think about me. I mean, I'll be yesterday's news, probably today. I haven't even died yet. So.
Oh my goodness. Well, we really appreciate your time there, Bridie. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Any parting words for any prospective barristers coming into the profession that want to get into what you do? Or?
I think it's a noble profession. I think that you will, if you have to remember it's a calling, so it's a vocation. It's not something that you can just dip in and out of. You're a barrister or you're a barrister, and I think you need to be able to adhere to it no matter what, in all aspects of your life. And I think it's a wonderful thing to be able to serve your community in a very specialised way, such as practice of law. And I'm proud to be a barrister. I definitely am.
Fantastic. Well, thank you for your time, Bridie. I really appreciate it. And if there's anyone else out there that would like to be on the show, we have some fantastic lawyers and barristers booked in. By all means, as we always say, we don't have thousands. Feel free to send your name or those person your name, or you can, if you want to call someone out, you can get them on the show as well. There, Bridie.
Oh, is it like you're going to tag someone?
Oh, yeah. You know the ice bucket challenge. This is the first time we're doing it.
So I have to call someone out.
If you want. Yeah.
There's so many of you out there. Like to. But no, I'll leave it to you guys.
All right.
I might tell you Sotto Voce once this is turned off.
All right, when we get off. Anyway, thank you for joining us for another edition of the LHL Story Series. Real lawyers, real stories. Have a great day, everyone.